Yo, what's up? We here today. We doing Asking African. You already know what it is. It's Saint African production. And I'm here with the brother, the good brother. Introduce yourself for the camera, please.
My name is Brother Zolani Yaba, Zolo, Brandon Scates, B Scates, Brother B. I'm gonna name all the names, you know. Just because you got an African name don't mean you doing any real work. So
I dig it. So we kick it off with there. So Brother Zolo, give me a quick background of yourself. Like describe yourself. Who is Zolo?
Born and raised in Chicago, single parent household with my mother. Grandmother helped raise me. Family deep in the church. Left in special ed, part of the special ed struggle. I couldn't write a full paragraph till I was in 5th grade.
Wow.
Had a speech impediment. Got bullied a lot in school. Made it through high school. Didn't want to go to college. Went down to Russ College, which is a historically black college and university in Holly Springs, Mississippi. That's the hometown and birthplace of Ida B. Wells, the great journalist and warrior ancestors that put in their work on the front lines with journalism. Stayed down there for a semester, didn't like it. About 98% of the student body population was from Chicago. So came back, went to community college, then started digging into, already in high school, came into my awareness with the book, The Autobiography of Malcolm X. And I need to say this, get this point across, Malcolm X is a multiracial. If you look at his parents, the skin complexion, texture of his hair, he's a multiracial. But nonetheless, in high school in my African American history class, thank you, Mr. Raven, for introducing me to this work. But it was like, I didn't have my father, so this raised my awareness. So then I go on from Russ to Harold Washington College here in Chicago. Stay there for a year. I apply to go to Western Illinois University. I get in, so that's like 2008. I get in for fall 2008. I push it back. Then I stay for another year. I try to push it back again, but my OG, being that the MG, the mother gorilla that she is, she's like, nah, bro, you gotta go, bro.
Hit the boot.
But I went down to Western Illinois University in Macomb, Illinois, 4 hours outside of Chicago. Macomb is a small town. The Walmart is like they mall.
Because I say you say more so you was a product of special ed, and it says a lot when we have products of special ed, but they producing books.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes,
so what was that like of being funneled into special ed? Because one thing I did want to interview you because you have a master's and you are very what's the word I want to use? I can't even think it. You're a very intellectual brother, and I look at you and say in the same vein as like a person like Umar, because he talks about what you was a product of. So speak about that. How was special ed as a young black boy, and what was that experience like? How did you get put in there?
My mother seen the issue, and my mother didn't know how to help me. Like my father wasn't there. So she put me all different type of like after school program, tutoring program. It just wasn't clicking.
Right.
So I just needed some extra help, extra support. So like on my tests, I would get extra time to finish. I always struggled with reading comprehension. I was always great at math. Like when I was in 7th and 8th grade, I was doing like junior, senior level. I was doing like sophomore level math in like 6th grade.
Wow.
So numbers, I already knew how numbers and data work. Then when I get to 9th grade, I'm doing math at like a calculus level. Like the way my mind worked, I process and compute things like quickly. Even with like deciphering like the pseudo shit now.
Yeah.
Like I compute it and think differently, and what I put into my mind and my body. And then when I get to 12th grade, I'm doing like PhD level math. But the reading was always a struggle for me because they would put all the quote unquote by society standard the juvenile delinquents in special ed. I had a teacher in my world history class, one of my bros to this day. He told him my freshman year if he never came back for the rest of the quarter, Mr. Coletta was like a white man, you know what I'm saying, European. He said, if you don't come back for the rest of the quarter, I'll give you a D. And he was like, he was a street dude anyway.
Yeah.
So he was like, alright, shit, fuck it.
Passing. Right.
Shit. I'm gonna go shoot my dice, I'm gonna go run these corners and shit. So, like, it was a jungle though. Like, I break down in my book, and the book is called Blood on the Academic Auction Block. But I created a diagram. It's like I guess you could call it a theory, educational theory, academic theory. I had been talking about this way before breaking down school to prison pipeline. But the school system and prison system is one system.
So was it your experience that helped you write the book, or like
yeah,
more so that? How was the treatment in special ed? More so with that, how did
a lot of I had a teacher, Miss Ellery, who good riddance to her, man. I hope she in the grave somewhere at this point. But she was a blonde lady, white lady, but she used to just yell at us. Like, even she used to yell at this Asian girl that was autistic. So I knew at that time I never was a troubled child, but like when you disrespected me, that's when I was quiet. So I like to, even now, I like to observe and think before I even respond to anything. So I might not respond, but I might say no. So I got rolled up a lot, in trouble a lot, had a lot of parent-teacher conferences, but she told me I wasn't going to amount to anything, that I was going to be a loser my entire life. And I told her she could go fuck herself.
Word.
And I got in trouble, I got rolled up. It was a parent-teacher I had to have a parent-teacher conference with my mother and Miss Ellery. And I mean, it is what it is. As a child, you want to be respectful towards adults. But I was getting that, like we was talking earlier, like how we always talk. If you give me that type of energy or that negative energy, I'm gonna give that same energy
right back at you. Right. With that, did you see racism?
At that time, I didn't know that she was a racist person, but as I got older,
you realized
and started saying, like, I didn't know racism truly exists until I got called a nigga for the first time.
When did that happen?
I worked at a summer camp called Midtown, so we went to classes during the day, then we had like a job in the afternoon. So my job is crazy that I'm transitioning to journalism, but I worked for the newsletter for the job. So I was writing sports articles.
Oh, word.
So I would cover like the sports. That was my job in the afternoon. I would cover the sports like a Stephen A. Smith amongst my peers. We was on the elevator going to class in the morning at Robert Morris College, which is downtown in Chicago. And this white European Mexican said, guess what? I got a joke to tell y'all. So it's me and four other brothers. Me, brother named Charles, brother named Kendrick, who was on, he already had a record, but he was on probation, so he had a job. So basically this white Mexican was like, what happens if you turn all the lights off in the elevator? This was the first time.
Yeah.
You can't see no black people. And then we all like looked at each other like, what the fuck?
What you talking about, right? So
as he get off the elevator, Kendrick just start mopping his ass. You know what I'm saying? Start like rocking his ass.
Yeah.
Then later that summer, he ended up getting fired because he called me a nigga with an ER. And
So, and what grade was this?
I had to be freshman, like 7th or 8th grade.
So that's the first time you heard somebody call you a nigga.
Yeah.
What was your initial response to that?
I had never experienced, know what I'm saying, being like directly called it. So I didn't understand why Kendrick responded
The way he did.
Yeah. And then he did it again because I was naive. I wasn't exposed to a lot. But he hit him. He like damn near broke his nose.
That's
like
right.
dude had a bloody nose.
That's right.
And it kind of threw me off. It like traumatized me.
Yeah.
But at the time I'm like, oh shit. Like even for reflecting on it now and talking about it here, it's like damn. Like it was experienced racism at an early age, and I was upset for my mother not feeling like she didn't prepare me properly for it. But my mother did the best that she could, and I was angry at my mother for a long time.
How did you? Because that's something being my mom that I feel like my mom didn't really prepare me for the world that we're navigating, especially as black men. How did you deal with that? Of knowing that you're, like you said, they did the best they can, and they tried to shield us from this. But how do you cope with those feelings?
Right. I think about it like when I first started gaining awareness to Black Panthers. And I'm this angry, pro-black, nationalist, reactionary ass, pseudo ass nigga. The same niggas I'm talking about. I can speak on it because I know from experience. But I used to bang on niggas like heavy.
Yeah.
Like you fucking sellout, you Uncle Tom ass nigga. I used to love calling motherfuckers out for jungle fever and shit. And like I was upset because I felt like my mother and my family, they was trying to force the issue of like the religion thing, and I used to bang on religion heavy. But for me, I was angry for a long time, and I'm not gonna regret the life that I live at this point. I've lost financial opportunities, I lost business opportunities based off my emotion or not knowing or having a lack of guidance from people teaching me. So a lot of stuff I learned on my own. Like I got called a nigga in college again by a philosophy professor. I went to his office hour, right? He wanted me to meet with him after class. So I'm like, cool, shit. It ain't shit. I'm thinking something with class.
Yeah.
He tells me, the way he closed the door, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's some weirdo shit.
Yeah.
So he gets up. He already filming. He slams the door shut. And he was like, nigga.
To you?
Yeah.
Word.
Don't ever disrespect me in front of other white youth.
And what race was this man?
White man.
White man. Oh,
And
wow.
then I was like, Peckerwood, cracker. You might want to watch your tone.
Yeah.
And then his whole demeanor changed. Then he wanted to apologize.
Too late.
Now, me, at that time, I was reactionary. I was still somewhat would react, but I never reacted in trying to whoop a white person's ass by like physical force, because I know as far as numbers of people that's like-minded like me, I'm outnumbered. I'm not going to win. I'm going to be a hashtag. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then be forgot about tomorrow.
Black Lives Matter.
People get mad at me because I don't get upset by the other race and culture. They're doing what they're supposed to do as a group.
Right. No, I agree the same way. Like, we need to have black accountability.
Yeah,
and I'm
absolutely.
like, it's pointless to sit up and talk about what other races are doing when they do, as you just said, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're surviving.
So why you mad? Like, you gonna keep going, and we gonna keep going to meetings. We gonna keep going to lectures. We gonna keep going to like Kwanzaa events. Well, it's crackers on the motherfucking panel and hosting the events. I could speak from even lecturing. Like, I remember one time I ended up doing a lecture. I do like a solutions and questions.
Yeah.
Niggas never ask questions about shit that and I covered a lot in my lecture. But the thing that really bothered me one time, niggas was like, oh, when your next lecture?
Like, I don't go to them shits no more. Like,
now,
niggas wanna
And I'm speaking from experience of like, I I got a master thesis. I started lecturing when I was in grad school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was doing lectures. Niggas was like the same way that's happening with me on social media being shadow banned.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas was like sabotaging
So
and telling niggas not to like my lectures would be empty.
Yeah.
And people was like sabotaging me. People that was like directly in my face, oh, I'm cool with you.
Mm-hmm.
But then backbiting me behind my back on some like hating shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm used to it.
yeah, but at that time, like 2015, like I'm in my early 20s, so I'm new to this shit. So I'm coming in with this idealistic thing, like, oh, we gotta be all together. I'm gonna unify all
Black unity, brother. Like Black unity. We need to unify. We need to unite. Yeah, all that bullshit. Like, no, but okay. But on that, how was the experience of in college when studying this? Because I know you said when you was in, you kind of got railroaded through education.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I was in African American Studies was my my bachelor's.
Uh huh.
So I go into the African American Studies department. I'm not gonna name due to like slander and shit like that. So we got a history binder that's chronological order of all the black organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the NAACP, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Black Greek Letter Fraternity. Then I look up before Alpha Phi Alpha, which is 1906. The Boule,
Mm-hmm.
black and white logo. It came 1904, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I asked him, I looked to him as an elder and OG. Like, he taught me how to research, so I still would consider him as my OG in the game as far as, like, researching. Being a researcher. I was like, yo, what's up with this? The Boule. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it was, right?
Yeah.
He tells me, don't ask questions I don't want to know the answer to. I was like, obviously, his tone he put more bass in his voice. The second time. Mm-hmm. Then, third time, he got real loud and it brought a lot of attention. And I don't like being fronted like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, you know what, Doc? I'm going to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Peace. I'm going to see you in class this afternoon. So I go to the library. I ditch all my other classes just to figure out what the Boule is. Mm-hmm. I type Boule in. Steve Coakley pop up. Mm-hmm. And that shit, it was like a mental like eruption. Like, I was like, oh, it was like information overload. I was like, who the fuck is Steve Coakley? Mm-hmm. And how come like they don't talk about him? Like, and I discovered Steve Coakley by accident. And I went and watched all his lectures. I learned how to research. Like, being in the library, I spent, like, every week, I'm taking 10, 20 books at a time. Yeah. From the African history section of the Library of Africana Study. Then I discovered political science, being in African American Studies, which is an interdisciplinary field. So, history, so anthropology, economics, history, political science, psychology, sociology, and I think military science it's
a key component.
It's a component. And I discovered through Coakley a lot of political literature. But
do you think that's something that's missing from right now? Because like I deal with the mind, and I like how you just broke it down. When we look at studying African Americans, we need to look at I think it was Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, law, labor, politics, all that. It's skipping my mind, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Do you think that's what a lot of us are missing?
That should be the starting point. You could say Africa this and Africa that, call niggas coons, sambos, and sellout, but nigga, you don't even have no political education. When I talk to these dudes don't even know who Frantz Fanon is, but you talk about Amos Wilson. Mm-hmm. You talking about niggas don't even know who George Jackson is, but you talking about you revolutionary. Or you don't know who Amilcar Cabral is, or Patrice Lumumba, or Steve Biko. Mm-hmm. And I could keep going and name people. Thomas Sankara, like Thomas Sankara. I'm paraphrasing. A person without political education that's like doing active work is nothing more than a potential criminal. Like, the people are like my influences. Franz Fanon, Top Dog, George Jackson, the Dragon Conrad, George Jackson, Amos.
He's a boss.
Dale Jones.
I still need to do more research on him.
Dr. Bobby Wright.
Yep, I got his book.
Is like my go-to for that. And I like what Dr. Wright said about the streets, right? Like, basically, the streets are controlled by the system more than the university. The streets are controlled. I mean, the streets are more controlled and patrolled by the European than the university. Because they already done handpicked them niggas. You know what I'm saying? At that level, that's going to be a part of that boule. In the movie, the clip that a lot of people post about the white liberals sitting at the table about bringing up the black man or black woman, because if you make them think that they're one of us, they become an outsider to their people from Trip Baby. A lot of people don't even know the name of the book or even who Iceberg Slim is. And that's for you to go do your own research.
Big pimpin'.
Yeah, to go do your own research on. Niggas don't talk all this street shit, but they never read or heard of Donald Goins. You know what I'm saying? And I like to speak the language and
of the people.
Codify the language for the streets.
Of the people.
That's who I'm trying to reach.
At the end of the day, I believe like the street brothers is gonna take it. Like, I don't want to deal with. Like I said, I'm somewhat of an intellectual nerd, but I've ran through the streets. Like I'm on live, so I'm not about to say. The young niggas is gonna take it. I don't want to deal with the book reading nerd ass nigga who never been in a fight. And them young niggas, I'm just saying, them young niggas, them gorillas. Those the ones I'm banking on because they got the fight in them. Yeah,
the ironic thing that you saying, like, I never ran the streets. I ran the streets, but I never gangbanged. My homies,
me either.
When they was going to do some shit, yo, I'm gone, boom. But it was beef between people that knew on different sides. I was more like
the mediator,
like a Proposition Joe.
Okay.
Like a Proposition Joe. Like, sit down at the table. Like the way that Farrakhan used to, when rappers was beefing, would sit the hip hop artists down.
Right.
To
mediate.
You know what I'm saying? And I got a message for all you pseudo-conscious niggas that want to shit on the Nation of Islam. What have y'all niggas built?
Don't go there, brother.
What institutions have y'all built that's thriving and surviving? I'm not talking about no group on Facebook or Instagram, which is controlled by the feds, the acronym FBI.
It's not real.
If you take away social media from these niggas and YouTube from these niggas, right? They don't have no legs to stand on.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we went to the Mosque Mariam today.
Yeah, and you talk about wherever else we went, because I'm from here.
We went to O Block, nigga. Niggas from 65, not from 63rd. No, I'm playing. But at the end of the day, you're right, because these niggas have not built nothing. Elijah been dead over 40 years.
Well, I could talk about, like,
still standing.
And I gotta give you your flowers, bro. We communicated and linked up. It's people that have come here. I'm not gonna name niggas' names. They know who they are. But they didn't even give me a courtesy call. Niggas that came in and did lectures. They know I'm from here. When get out to me, like, I'm gonna come fuck them up or whoop their ass. I was gonna come fuck with you and support you at your lecture. Mind you, niggas done asked me to open up for them. So how you come to my city, at least let me be in the building. Know what I'm saying? And give you my blessing.
In a sense, it's about like they said, talk about checking in.
Yeah.
Like, that's checking in. Like, I tap in with niggas I know whenever I touch down. Like,
so, like, I'm not gonna say something like I'm not gonna leave no digital fingerprint.
Right.
On the internet, with making threats and shit.
Right.
I'm gonna come to you as a man.
Because at the end of the day, since you put some shit online that you're gonna do harm to me, now I got legal right to kill your ass.
Yeah.
And I'll get away. But our people don't think like this.
I was telling somebody as a man, I'm coming to you. I come to your DMs. I'm coming to you as a man. I'm asking you. Don't disrespect me. Just
publicly.
keep publicly. Just keep my name out your mouth. Matter of fact, you don't know who I know.
Right.
When I got niggas from other cities calling me about niggas on social media where niggas talking shit about me.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas, the same way that niggas got niggas following me, I got my young G's following you.
It's not that serious,
now, at a certain point, the young G's gonna do what they want to do.
Yep.
Like when I say it's dead, and then they was like at a certain point, for me, the nigga been disrespecting you so long, it's a violation. It's not gonna come back on you.
No, but
you
even with this, like,
yeah.
I use this as a great example of young people. You don't know the influence you have because, like, when I was working at this drop-in center for homeless youth, like 2 years ago, it was majority. A lot of it was white traveler people. Somebody called me a nigga one day. A white boy, a big white boy, beat the shit out this other white boy for calling me a nigga just off the respect he had for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wowed the fuck out that they whooped his ass in front of the drop-in center. But I was just like, and that's what I'm saying. We don't know the influence we have on other people for being
across cultural backgrounds. It's crazy that you say that. I had a little boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
White boy.
Mm-hmm.
He got some kind of like psychomotor issue in his brain.
Yeah.
Going like that. But like he was wrecking havoc, throwing tables, throwing desks, spitting on desks, spitting on the floor, writing on the desk, ripping his classwork out. Now mind you, I don't fuck with fucking white people like that, but I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
So David got so much of a respect for me. He acting foolish as hell when he see me. He clipped. I was like, all right, bro, we going to recess, right?
Book Blood on the Academic Auction Block. Speak about the book. Let me. You can showcase it. Showcase the book. So, brother, let's talk about the book. What prompted you to write that?
I always knew I wanted to write a book since I first started writing paragraphs. I was like, my judgment goal was to write a book. I was always discouraged by my mother, other relatives, elders, people I looked up to. Like, there's no money in writing books, but for me to be able to go from not being able to write a full paragraph to writing articles in middle school and writing articles in college to writing full feature length like essays in grad school and then turning my master thesis into a book.
Oh, so the book came from your master thesis. What was your master thesis?
It's a case study of Brown versus Board of Education in the school to prison pipeline.
What is the school to prison pipeline?
So it basically is systematic. I call school to prison pipeline the child of mass incarceration and the grandchild of slavery.
Okay.
So basically it feeders children into the system. So like juvenile detention centers. So most people are repeat offenders due to them having a background in a early like youth. Maybe they pre-10 years or they join a street tribe or street organization. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they know. Their whole life. Their father was in it. Their grandfather was in it. Their uncle was in it. Then their older brother got in it. Then their cousins was in it. This is all they know. And they get caught up in the life. And most of my friends, they dead or in jail. You know, I seen, and when I was in middle school, middle school and mainly in high school, legally you could drop out of school at 16 without your parent consent. Like you could go in and be like, yo, I don't want to go to school no more.
I wish I was in Cali.
They got it here. I don't know how they got it in Cali with it. We got truant officers.
Yeah, the same. You can take a test to get out, but I tried to do it. My dad wouldn't let me take the test. But
Yeah.
my friend graduated early. I wish I did because I didn't graduate high school. I got a GED. You feel me?
Are you familiar with truant officers?
I've been arrested by them before for not going to school, or in Long Beach they take you to a little place that you sit there all day. It's like detention, and then they give you a bus ticket to go home at the end of the day. Yeah, so
that's what it is.
But that's what's up, man. Because like I said, I'm a product of I guess miseducation.
Yeah, and the title comes from, people don't know the historical background behind it. Academic Ocean Block comes from my George Jackson's, my regard or respect and paying homage to this man that put in work. That was in prison. He spent 7 out of his 10 years of solitary confinement, given a death sentence of life in prison at 18 years old. That he was never coming home. Like, got into fights with guards, had political assassination attempts, taught himself a hybrid form of martial arts, and was organizing what was called the Wolf Pack, where there was brothers in there teaching the other brothers and giving them political education inside the prison walls. You know, when after his assassination on August 21st, 1971, they found over 90-some books in his prison cell.
And how did he die?
He was assassinated inside the prison. They say he tried to escape that. He got shot trying to escape, but they shot him inside the prison and put his body outside. His brother Jonathan Jackson was assassinated August 7th, 1970.
I'm not as familiar with the story. Are those the ones that bum rushed to court?
Yeah, that's his younger brother, the man child. And it's funny, my mother always, like, even to this day, still called me her man child. And this was prior to, like, my resume, my political resume, or my CV. But I didn't understand why she was calling me her man child. But to understand, to have that nickname, like, somebody was like, what's one of my nicknames? I said, the man child. I was telling one of my elders, and then he introduced me to Jonathan Jackson, who was the man child. And it's crazy how, even think about it now, reflecting on it, how it's coming full circle. Like, this shit was like ingrained from me, like, to be a fighter.
So what influence did your mother play on, or just your parents? What influence did they have on you? Like, what are some of the? Because I know you said earlier you said she's a Christian woman, right? What is one of the key things that she has instilled in you that's working for you even in consciousness?
Never hold your tongue. Expose the foolishness, and I would say hold people accountable for their action. That's like the main thing. But I got bullied a lot growing up due to me having a lisp and a speech impediment and being dyslexic. You know what I'm saying? So I hate, and I had rest in power to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's dead from, like, running the streets. You know what I'm saying? But he used to whoop bully. I didn't know, like, I remember one time I was getting bullied. Like, in my high school, we had freshman hell week. So a nigga had I had stood up for myself, though, right? Yeah. But somebody I know, they was throwing food. So it'd be a food. If you sit in the middle of the cafeteria, niggas gonna throw food at you and shit. So me and my guy, we didn't know. We was naive as fuck. But a nigga threw like a cheeseburger at my guy. So he ain't my guy, fuck that nigga. Cause he left me there off the dry. But nigga threw like an open cheeseburger with ketchup and then landed on his white short. So this nigga opened up chocolate milk and threw that shit across the cafeteria. End up hitting one of the street cats I know, rest in power to that brother. It hit the nigga
in the face.
So everybody just start running because they like 20, 30 deep. Niggas in there on their lunch period, they're not supposed to be in there. So these juniors, seniors, freshmen, sophomore.
Yeah. The
seniors and juniors not even supposed to be in the lunchroom with us. So he hit one of the juniors who he was a big nigga. So basically, I don't know the nigga leave me. Like, I was taught to at least defend myself. I ain't do nothing wrong, but I was like, this my man's. I ran with this nigga, even though he in the wrong.
Yeah.
The nigga swing on me, I turn my head, I get hit like right here. Know what I'm saying? I turn around with my fist balled up. He said, if I was you, I wouldn't do it. And And then he asked me an honest question. He was like, damn, young and he a junior. He's like, you got heart. Like, you was gonna take this ass. I was like, yeah. Like, it is what it is. He's like, who threw it? I was like, yeah, my guy right here. He's like, over there? He's like, he left you? He's like, nah, you good, homie. They start rushing his ass.
Oh, wow. Yo, this is a sidebar. With the freshman shit, did it? It's
like put niggas in lockers. If you got roller book bag, they kick in your book bag. If you got like a roller book bag and you got it on, they take a knife and cut all your books out the bottom of your bag. Niggas will put you in garbage can and
we did that.
Roll you down the stairs. Niggas will throw pennies at you and shit.
We was putting niggas in garbage cans. I ain't gonna front.
And then it got to a point where even though like niggas was trying to bully me, they knew I wasn't no pushover.
Yeah.
I got to a point where I wasn't the toughest dude, but I was trained how to fight. So I used to carry a lock around with me.
Yeah.
To class.
Hold up, we got a question. Hold up. How y'all feel about black people who be talking about black unity but be scamming the people and deceiving the people with woke talk?
You want to fire at that one first?
Yeah, for sure. I bang on this shit all the time.
Niggas ain't shit.
I bang on this all the time, but I can speak on the fact, touch on like the lecturing shit. How niggas be charging an arm and a leg for lecturing. They don't give shit back to the community. They don't build shit. They don't go build with the youth. They don't go build with the community. They just take their money and leave. Now these are the same niggas that shitting on Christianity and the church. But you ain't doing you. And they, matter of fact, they giving their lectures in churches. While shitting on the church.
You know what's crazy? like we just pointed out earlier, we went to the mosque. And it's kind of go to answer your question, Davion. Conscious niggas having funerals in churches. You don't have a building to die in, but you're tearing down what somebody else has built. You're tearing down Muslims.
Right.
They can be buried in a mosque. They can have a funeral in a mosque. Like Dr. Ben, right? His service was in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Kemet building? Where the pyramid, nigga? You know what I mean? Like, where the pyramid at?
Right.
We ain't got shit. So I think like that's why like the approach I take. I don't get caught up on all this fuckery because at the end of the day, the Christians is winning, the Muslims is winning. Hell, even some Hebrew Israelites is winning because they have buildings and foundations.
Even the Moors.
They got temples.
The Moors and shit.
Right. Where's the pyramid at for the Kemetic niggas?
Well, I want to know what this shit got me thinking. What the niggas that's all this lecturing and shit ain't putting no book out? Nigga, where y'all school at, nigga?
Where your school at?
Niggas don't even got an online school. Niggas don't even know how to write curriculum.
Exactly. But this is the thing. So still answering the brother question. Like, do you feel we should still even be lecturing?
No.
Because to me, that shit done.
Yeah, but niggas charging for lectures.
For what?
Like, you're not even supposed to charge for... It's info. Go back and ask Steve Coakley. Did he lecture? He was struck... I'm in a similar position as Coakley. Mm-hmm. Go ask Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Amos.
Ask Nat Turner. Nat Turner ain't giving no lectures.
And Dale Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But these niggas lecturing, calling themselves warrior scholars, but they ain't got one of these.
Ooh, what's
they
that?
Ain't got no book. It's a book. Self-published, by the way.
Okay.
But niggas ain't building shit like self-published, like, and niggas like you wanna report my page as multiple people, like the nigga pro Black Thought, Raspy Raws for the people that know pro Black Thought. Yeah. Niggas was plagiarizing my shit on Instagram early, cause I didn't have the voice that they had, so it's like they could drown me out. You know what I'm saying? I could be drowned out. You know what I'm saying?
What he said. He's right. Yeah, you right. You right, Adolfo. That's my thing with a lot of black men. He said niggas ain't put their hands on no peckerwoods. Facts. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like what I was saying earlier to you, when we see black men going back and forth and talk about I don't know the type of time we on and niggas want to fight. My thing is like, it's not a pussy shit. Yo, bro, why you not fighting the white man in the streets? Yeah. I don't want to fight you. We on the same team. You're black. I'm black.
While we bickering with each other, we at war.
We at war. What the fuck we gonna fight about?
We get fucking clipped.
I'm gonna waste time going back and forth with you. We're gonna beat each other head in. Somebody may die. Somebody may go to the hospital.
That's plantation shit.
Buck shit.
Like when you when the Django Unchained,
Buck
when
shit.
you wanted to go to another plantation, all right, kill him.
Kill him.
Boxing.
Right. But you don't got no smoke for the white man.
And these niggas be on in the conscious community now, like be on some battle rap shit.
No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Like they trying to expose you. I am a changed man.
We in the city, growth and development, right?
You know what I'm saying? I've changed a lot, and niggas
right.
still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt to not lie about it.
Right.
You're not gonna apologize to me privately and disrespect me publicly. Like some niggas don't understand until they get hands put on them.
And that's the sad part.
That's sad, and I don't want to have to do that to another black man. And then I got youth watching me.
Exactly.
So what type of example would I say if I'm beefing with y'all?
If I'm in a fight another black person, I got young people looking at me.
Nah, bro, I'm good.
And what attracts the young people was that I'm telling them what we need to do. So I look stupid as a motherfucker going back and forth with a black man verbally. We gonna get into a fist fight? And you gotta ask, what are we fighting about? Nothing.
Niggas
Because
want to be the top dog consciousness,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like it showed when two grown black people are engaged in a fist fight, it shows that they do not have the proper tools to communicate with their words. Because we not fighting over no buildings, we not fighting over no money, land, we not fighting over no citizenship.
It's crazy, like
bullshit.
Like a lot of people, they think like we haven't had like any disagreements in the past. We have.
Mm-hmm.
As men, we never went online about it.
I remember I kind of said I checked you a bit in the DM.
Yeah.
Like we had some words, but that's what I'm saying now. Even like for people looking at this,
but it was a miscommunication.
It was a miscommunication,
probably on both ends.
Somewhat. But the fact is, that
I didn't understand. I could have came and asked.
Yeah, but the fact is that, which is cool. You disagree with how I was moving, and that's cool. And you didn't like that. Warranted. But then you came, it said you did your own thing, but then you came to me later because it was brought to my attention. And I asked you about it. Simple. And we got over it. But the fact is, like, right now.
And then I didn't lie about the shit.
No, you didn't. You didn't lie about it.
And then respect. I appreciate you. Like, let's get on the video shit, right?
Hold on. No, what do you mean?
The
crazy nigga? Yeah.
But the disagreement that we had, even though we weren't speaking, you seen the video where he was like, "Oh, these are my books." Then he said, "I borrowed them," and somebody else uploaded the video.
Yeah.
And you was like, "I know who they are."
Yeah.
Like,
we gonna get to that.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you hit me up about the video.
Yeah.
Too, because I couldn't see got more followers off me doing that. But people love the broadcast. It was like, "Yo, when you gonna start your podcast?" So people have been asking for the podcast for a while, but like I wasn't ready for it. But it's like my hand was kind of forced.
Yeah.
To do it, to have a voice.
But that's why I jumped in the media, because, like I said, it was a lot of shit I didn't like. A lot of shit I see I don't like, and I was like, well, let me do something for myself that I want to see, and I can put out my own views.
Instead of talking.
Yeah, instead of just talking and complaining, because that's what I'm saying.
And then it give you an opportunity to have your voice.
But I'm not, me personally, I don't.
You don't care.
I don't care for that, because I think some things get misconstrued with me. I don't want the attention.
Yeah,
I don't like all the attention. I keep to myself. I do my own thing. I don't like, even like, I ain't gonna front, like when I see my shit on other niggas' pages, like my photo and all that, it's triggering. Because I don't like that shit. Like I don't want to be known. Like that's why you see right now I'm not on camera. I don't like getting on fucking camera. I don't want the attention, and that's the difference between.
That remind me of Transatlantic Production.
I seen you did an interview with them, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with.
So Transatlantic Production, all the lectures. So Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Amos Wilson, Steve Copley, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben. The founder of it, Minister Clemson Brown, the work that he put in has saved my life and many other people's lives. But he gave a platform, like a media platform, for all the black scholars that were being railroaded out of the mainstream, or black people that were being railroaded out of the mainstream that wasn't, that didn't have a voice. Transatlantic Production is a platform that's still around to this day. Well, now he's doing interview of people like myself and other people that don't have the voice or the platform to reach close to like 50-some thousand people across the globe. So what you doing is highlighting people that's really putting in work.
Yeah.
Like that's building shit.
Yeah. As
opposed to people that's like spewing like a showbiz liberation rhetoric.
That's all it is. Man, we going in.
Yeah.
we going. The simping though. What do you think about the simping? We think about the simp culture as black men.
It's
like
it's terrible. Like,
it's terrible.
It makes it difficult for guys like me and you to like. I have a standard to myself, so the shit that makes it bad is the single parents.
Yeah.
Beta males that come out of single parent households that don't have a man present or to teach them how to be a man. Also, even the incident down in Dallas, the True Kitchen.
That
where they was twerking.
Twerking.
The man asked y'all nicely on several different occasions to stop that. He's like, then when he came back, he was like, stop the music, the twerking. Boom, boom. She's standing up on the thing. Touching the glass. Imagine if the glass break and she falls through.
She was kind of heavy too.
Yeah. Imagine she fall through that. That's a liability for him. But who wants to smell sweaty ass cheeks while you eating food? Or it's children in the restaurant. Know what I'm saying? Or families in there. Or it's a woman in there that's a respectable black woman on a date with a guy. She don't want to see that shit, or know what I'm saying?
But what you mean, brother? Twerking is African culture.
But he didn't have to curse at him like that.
Right.
He said you could take it to this club, you could take it to that club, but don't bring it here. I want the brothers to have respect for themselves, but also have respect for the women that come in here.
Right.
So if you twerking and doing toxic feminist shit, and then you don't understand why you just a bag for luggage to just travel from place to place. Don't get mad when a sane black biologically sound African man that has standard for me. I don't have no children. I have a master's degree. I have multiple trades under my belt. I know how to use a hammer and nail. I know how to build things. I know how to paint. So, to me, it bothers me when I'm not no simp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not simping. I got this shit I used to do called When Simping Goes Wrong.
It go wrong, too.
And I'm not finna be out here simping, bro. Like, you embarrassing yourself for a woman that don't want nothing to do with you, bro. She using you for your money, bro. That's why a lot of women, I tell a lot of women I'm broke when they meet me. I can have a pocket full of cash.
Yeah.
I'll be out at the bar, then they see me go buy something. They're like, oh, I thought you was broke. Now that you see that I got some money,
right.
I got some things going for myself.
You interested.
Now you interested. So if I were to, I've been used up like that. I can speak on it. I've been out here simping, looking bad. You know what I'm saying?
Stop simping.
So I know from personal experience, but I had a hard lesson where I got used up by a woman. Well, I thought we was together. We was doing everything as if we was a couple, and then when she got done using me, all she wanted me was for sex. But I'm helping you move into your place. You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you put like shelves together and shit with like my tools and shit. So when she told me that, it didn't even bother me. I was like, all right, cool. I left my tools with her.
Yeah.
She's like, what about your tools? I was like, so, since you're so independent, why don't you just start fixing shit for yourself?
Hang on, I got a thing. Most of our foundation is weak and we don't have direction. I was lost and destructive for so long until I came across the right one to put me in line with something. Much respect, sister. And somebody asked the question, they said, what happened with the crazy guy? You want to talk about that right now?
Sure. Let's get to it.
So, we can talk about it. What's up with the crazy guy, the infamous Loa? Let's talk about this bitch ass nigga. Like I said, that nigga done slandered me publicly a while ago. I ain't never said nothing to him.
speak from your perspective and then I'll share mine.
Basically, the nigga, from what I seen, the nigga stole your books. I remember y'all did a live one day, and he was saying that, and you was there, because like I said, I was watching. I support black men, and he was like, oh yeah.
I wasn't in the video though.
No, you wasn't in the video.
No, I was, but I remember the video.
On the live?
I was in the room. I was in the room though. I was sitting like in his chair next to his computer. He talking about all this shit. This blackity black pro-black teacher and scholar, and he got images of him and Anthony Anderson on the infamous Zolo page.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I didn't expose the fact how he didn't even want to go outside.
Right.
Like he wanted to stay in the house.
Stay in the house.
Do videos
on YouTube.
On YouTube and shit.
But that's the thing with a lot of these niggas. Like I said, we in Chicago.
Right.
I be on the streets in Oakland. I've never seen none of these men who be talking all this shit. I've never seen them in the streets. Never. Mm-hmm. I see Jermaine on here right now. Like my man Jermaine, you know, yeah. Jermaine get a lot of flack. Jermaine got he do something with the youth, a youth center. Mm-hmm. Niggas don't want to donate. Niggas said he got slandered because niggas was saying he was begging, asking people to donate to the youth. But you'll give money to these niggas who's just not doing shit.
Yep.
Who giving you fucking just mouth. And it's like, that's why I don't take money. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, I don't want nobody to say that you did this, you that. My shit speak for itself.
Yep, my words speak.
It's retarded, but it's like we fund bullshit,
right.
But we don't want to fund serious people. Even like to use Umar for example, it take a lot of money to run a fucking school. Why are you pocket watching that nigga? If you don't want to donate, don't donate. Just shut the fuck up, like, and go about your business. But don't tear the man down.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he's trying to do something great, and it's just like what.
Yeah, but the whole thing with the Quasi thing, like nigga didn't even want to go outside. He didn't want to go get in the mud because I was planning on moving out there. My father had passed away, so I had some interviews set up. We don't do shit but really sit in his crib. I tapped in with one of his female comrades down there. Yeah. We just building on some education shit, some organizing shit. And then nigga don't want to go outside, so the video, matter of fact, I think he did the video after I had been gone. So I'm kind of out of it. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm blocked on his page.
Mm-hmm.
The infamous Zolo.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alright, cool. Ain't no love lost.
Man, fuck that nigga.
And then, to get back to the point of what I'm saying,
yeah.
The nigga, I posted on the new page the video, so he always will report my page. Always. Indirectly. Mm-hmm. So he will block me on his Quasi the Low page.
Yeah.
But he got minions that follow me.
Mm-hmm.
So he blocked. My page is getting reported some kind of way. If I go live, my page is getting reported.
Yeah.
I can't comment on stuff. I can only DM people. Then my page eventually just gets shut down. So on my recent page, I uploaded the video, and it was funny because you was like, you jumped on there.
Oh yeah, I seen that shit.
You was like, tag that nigga.
Tag that nigga.
So I tagged him, right? Then I put in my story, then I download the original video and post it, right? And then the funniest shit of it all was on my World Report Media page before it got reported.
Yeah.
This nigga sent me a message. Now, mind you, my name not on the page.
Yeah. But he knew it was you.
He knew it was me. So nigga sent me like a full fucking paragraph, bro. Like a full essay. This nigga like, nigga, I wish you could put that much time writing your damn book. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
trying to write me off. But basically, Zolani, 2 points I'm going to make here. And I'm just going to get straight to it. Number one, I've never plagiarized your content. Never taken any of your content, etc. He's like, I never plagiarized, never taken any of your content, etc. I don't even follow this page, nor any other page you might have. I've never flagged or reported any of your pages either. So I said my page got reported due to him. I didn't say whether it was directly or indirectly
From him, right.
to him, because he got millions and shit. Then he was like, I've never flagged or reported any of your pages either. That's a flat out lie. You see my work online and also in person. I am a researcher and scholar. If you don't have any written works, you're not a scholar. And I have my own material for my lectures and discussions, etc., which is the first place why you requested me to be in your documentary and lecture with me. That's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
That's he's like, which brings me to my second point. Number 2, all those books you listed in the video, you left them at my place. You yourself stated I could use them for future work. So in the video, he says, "Oh, these my books." Then he goes back to say, "Oh, I borrowed them." Then he goes to say that I left them at his place. That he could use them for future works. So which one is it?
Which one is it?
Did you borrow them, or I left them at your place for future works? If you listen to the video, you attempt to allege that I am a quote book thief, end quote. And then he using emojis and shit.
Childish.
I even say the books are borrowed, and he using cats, so I know he getting upset. Also, another thing to know, the video is also timestamped, and it clearly shows the date the video was recorded was 4/19/2019. You came to Dallas at the end of March in 2019, true? And I clearly remember this because you went to see us release 3/22/2019 with one of my female comrades whom I introduced you to for educational purposes for black youth in schools in South Dallas. True. We politicked on that. So seeing that's the case, that would show you I made the video days after you left. True. If you saw the movie on the release date, which you didn't, it could only been a maximum of 12 days after you lent me. So, if I stole them, why not say that April 2019 I stole them? So, to start right there, he said he borrowed them. Mm-hmm. I let him see them for future works. Mm-hmm. And then he says I lent them to him.
So are they borrowed, lent, or they his?
Basically. He's like, why not May? Why not June or July or August? Clearly this shit doesn't add up. And another thing to note, the video is on my old page, which I don't even use anymore. The last post on that page was from September 2019. Over a year ago, which evidence shows how old the video is and how much this is a reach, quote, claim of theft, end quote. So basically, he's saying that I basically gave him the books. But to continue, look bro, the facts are simply this. You left your shit, it's been in my possession for 2 years, including your bag of clothes or whatever else is in the blue duffel bag you decided to leave. Which is a lie, because I reached out to him. My father had passed away. Mm-hmm. I was going through trying to build with my little brothers, never met them. Mm-hmm. I reached out to him on several different occasions. He stopped fucking with me when I posted the image that the sister sent to me. And I'm just giving context for the situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you have my number. You could have DM'd me on this profile if you wanted, asking me for the books. And I would have arranged for you to get your shit back. So, for this guy to be a scholar and intellectual, why is he using emojis? Why is he using, why is he cursing? Why is he using laugh and smiley face? Mm-hmm. If he's trying to be serious. He was like, in my mind, seeing that you haven't messaged nor called in basically 2 years, I assumed you didn't want them back.
Terrible. Somebody asked, is he affiliated with Brother Hassan?
Yes,
that's his boy.
That's his boy.
That's his boy. I wish one of them niggas would get on live.
I didn't even want them back. Most people would have probably sold them or gave them to a charitable cause, but I actually did neither of those two and held on to them for you. So which one is it, my nigga? Like,
my thing is this, like, what how can you be a scholar?
He's basically studying under me. So for him, and I was tapped in with Hassan too, but for niggas that's choosing side, that study under me, and then go fuck with Hassan, and you know the history and the background of not for me, I'm just speaking to give context.
Yeah.
To me, that's foul. If you gonna fuck with that camp, fuck with that camp. Don't come over here and fuck with me.
Yeah.
And do that goofy ass shit, because when I hold you accountable.
But that's what a lot of dudes doing now is that they have no leg to stand on. People want fame. Like they want to be lecturers. Like them niggas did a joint lecture, and I was like, grown black people are actually going there.
And then I haven't.
But what are you? At the end of the day, what the fuck are you talking about? Like what are you lecturing about Haiti that has not already been produced in a book? You're not giving us no new information. So what are you lecturing about? Like,
and then the funny thing to close out this shit, he was like, yo, so what'd he say? He would have gave him to a charitable cause, but actually I did neither of those things and held on them for you. So which one is it? But instead of being a man and being mature about the situation at hand, you simply, just by calling me for your bush, you made 2 posts on your page asserting completely false statements. Not false statement and lies about me stealing. So if I'm lying and shit, my name not on the page, why not come on the page directly and be like, nigga, you lying, or get on live with me?
mm-hmm.
So we could let people decide for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But my page, you always blocking me, and my page get reported, so I don't have a way to defend myself from being slandered. That's what's gonna have to start happening.
But that's what I was saying when I was interviewing with Sabalis. We need our own fucking laws.
Yeah.
Because and I'm a big fan of that. Just dealing with the mental health aspect. Accountability. When if you rape somebody or you kill somebody, we need to publicly handle your ass. Because this is going to put it out to other black people that we don't do this shit. And it's not going to be tolerated. But again, we don't have enough black people that want to stand on those type of principles and be like, we need to out this out. Even, I mean, like you said, look at the 2 black parent shit. You got niggas that was getting mad because we was just advocating for monoracial black people. And it's sad I have to use new words to describe African people, monoracial, because you got mixed motherfuckers trying to take the flag on who's black. And then on top, they muddy the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these niggas is coons, these niggas is that. Okay, he's a coon, but that's still my brother.
Mm-hmm.
What are you? Well, I'm doing this for black people. Well, bro, you ain't did shit. Because at the end of the day, we still under servitude, bro. So you ain't doing nothing better than I'm doing nothing. At least I can say I am black. What are you doing? And it's like I was saying, a lot of our people are not mature enough to have those conversations. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, like you said, what are you doing? It don't mean nothing. I don't care if he's cooning. He's still black. He can still be reformed. They can still be reformed.
But I'm the one being divisive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being divisive and shit. I'm not promoting multiracial as a black woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or the standard. The standard, like
if you listen to my podcast with like other guests, they talk about Malcolm X, but like I didn't drag them though. Hey, that's their story. Right. I was like, come on my podcast, tell your story. It is what it is. I interject every now and then. Right. It's good information. I'm just trying to wake niggas up. Like,
right. That's at the end of the day. And my whole thing is I'm for black people only. So I don't care that a nigga is cooning. I don't care that a nigga dated outside his race. I don't care that a nigga, as long as you ain't killed nobody or raped no woman, you good in my book. Or you molesting a child, you good in my book. But I think, and I wish Umar had that type of fucking thought, because as a psychologist, he should be thinking like that. Mm-hmm. That our people are sick. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna throw out a sick black person for a mixed motherfucker who's just talking good rhetoric. Because at the end of the day, you just talking to nobody. You ain't built nothing for us. You ain't gave us no money. You ain't provided no institution.
Interview, he said, I don't play with the biraciality.
Right. Like the nigga, and the thing.
And I posted that, and people, my D.
For him to be a psychologist, mm-hmm. It shows that he's not fully there. Mm-hmm. He's a smart man, but it shows he's not fully there. Yeah. Because as a psychologist, you should know identity don't mean, your identity is everything, but how you identify don't mean shit. It's the same thing with transsexuals. You can identify as a man, and you can tell the world, I'm a man, but we know you're a woman. Mm-hmm. So it's just like with black people. You can say, I'm black, but I'm looking at you in real time.
No, I ask people that
You're not
all the
black.
time. Like that when I meet them, I was like, the dude. Shout out to the brother Dex, man. But before I interviewed him, I was like, he ain't posted. But I was like, cause he tapped in with like multiracials that he organized with.
Mhm.
I was like, send me a picture of your parents. I want to see
Who
it.
was influenced you the most?
France Fanon,
Mm-hmm.
then George Jackson, Amos Wilson, Khaled, Shahzad Ali,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Bobby Wright, said Khaled, I said Doc, Marcus Garvey.
Mm. So out of those, like, I would say, what do you define yourself as?
As of recently, like, I've been thinking about that. I don't see myself as a scholar anymore. I'm just Brother Zolani, Brandon Scates.
Okay. Do you
Niggas
deem
like
yourself?
using their African name and shit, but I put it out there like it's public knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Do you deem yourself? Do you find yourself as a Pan African or a Black nationalist? Like, what do you say is your?
I've had all those stages, but living, I am centered as an African person. My definition of what being African centered is has changed due to my interaction. We have to start redefining what Pan Africanism is, what Black nationalism is. I would call myself more of an anti-colonial African or anti-colonial, a guerrilla. Just telling the narrative of Black people and just calling them to think. I don't really want to get into titles and labels because we don't have time for titles and labels.
Right.
It's a mere waste of time to go who's doing this or who's doing what. Hey, if you see your brother or sister slacking, hey man, just pick up the slack for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or put them in a position to win and provide them with resources that's available at your disposal. So if I'm good at one thing and you not, and it's vice versa, I can help you help me.
Right.
We can barter for a service. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to charge an arm and a leg and breaking like people back because we don't have it. Like some of these dudes in the conscious community take your last $5. You know what I'm saying? Or your last meal. If you got a sandwich, they won't have your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, we got to get out of that mindset like people owe us something.
Right.
Because I don't see the need for lecturing any longer. And I used to lecture. I used to do live streams. I don't see the point of doing it any
Why not?
longer. I just feel like it's a waste of time. How long we been talking? We haven't built anything as of yet. We haven't built any institutions that's sustainable, that's still around, that's not white finance or controlled or independent. So how are you saying you're going to get towards liberation or you're going to build African-centered educational institution, but you don't have no military, you don't have no trades, you don't have no political structure. So in the school, who gonna build the industries? And who's gonna train the next generations so we can have that grassroots politician?
What do you think our focus should be on right now? Like building some up. We always hear like, we gotta build, brother. We need unity. What do you think we need? What should be our main focus at this point, coming into 2021?
I would say, for me, my focus is political and military, which has always been as by African, by DNA, I am an African, but I always focus on political education first. I always have to vet these cats. Because George Jackson said in Blood in My Eye, you always got to constantly vet who is the leadership. This is very clear that people don't understand. They are insane. We have woke, multiracial that are leader of the so-called black conscious movement. They aren't black. So we have to get some kind of order and standard. And I'm not nobody's leader.
Right.
I'm not looking to lead nobody. I'm looking to provide for my family and collaborate with like-minded Africans. the Cuban Revolution, they only needed 10 people to have a successful revolution. I'd rather build with street cats. You know what I'm saying? Then I have 100 people that's online posting memes. When has memes ever liberated, or I would do this if I was in that position, bro? You absolutely have no form of political education whatsoever. And you want to argue online, you see, and I don't argue with them. I just post content. My pages constantly get reported. That's what it is.
I know you got your podcast that you doing. Talk about that. Tell me about your podcast.
It's called The War Report. It went from the War Report to War, but I had to think about rebranding because CNN, Capone and Noriega's album was The War Report. Right. So I wanted to be respectful for them. So then I went to the War Report News.
Wow. So it's called the War Report News.
News, the podcast, and then the main entity, I want to do media. So I came up with the War Report, the War Report News Network. So podcasting, video stuff, like a multimedia, kind of like a conglomerate. To provide platforms, and I'm researching now how to create my own website, but using streaming, like creating my own streaming service, like provide opportunity for black content creators to get paid off of their money. So
what is the deal like about the War Report? What's the background about it?
It comes from my influences of Bobby Wright, Khaled. Oh, now I remember who I left off. Dale Jones, Amos Wilson, and understanding that we are at war, but providing, I'm not coming on there with this, we black and all this African mumbo jumbo, and yes, I know Malcolm X isn't black. I done had niggas come to me in my DMs. I'm really transitioning from doing education and youth development work into doing political work, back into my political work, and being active in these different communities when I travel, going to different cities, touching the pavement and interviewing and surveying people.
So what is what I'm asking is what is the point of the War Report? What is it that you're using it for? Like, what do you do?
So take back the minds of African people. Okay. Using political education as a starting point to educate our people first. Because I can talk this black this and black that all day.
What are you educating our people on? Like, what is
COINTELPRO, what's going on behind the scenes and infiltration of organizations. My main campaign is for these pseudo-conscious lecturers that saturated the market and charge for lectures. I never charged those lectures. We all came out around the same time. But basically, I've been railroaded, not out of academia, but get my master's, and the Boulay tried to recruit me on several occasions, twice. Once in undergrad, once in grad school, I did a lecture called Intellectual Gangbanging. It's on YouTube under Brandon Scates. And I'm naming names, I'm providing information, giving people game. And I was told if I did this lecture, I would be railroaded from academia. I would never be able to go get a PhD. At the time, it bothered me because my goal was to be. I looked up to Dr. John Henry Clark. I looked up, and as a teacher, Dr. Amos Wilson. I wanted to go get a PhD and be teaching, because that's a battle we have to fight on all fronts. Like, the university is saturated with Negroes. You know what I'm saying? That's causing death. And the university helped build hospitals, the research. They help build funeral homes. They help keep pushing the prison industrial complex. And when I came into lecturing in the so-called conscious community, I wasn't charging, but it was people sabotaging me. Gatekeepers. And every industry has a gatekeeper, but the information I was putting out was not supposed to get out. So I was playing playing a game that my livelihood has been taken away from me in certain instances. And in the conscious community, it's hard for me to keep social media because people are plagiarizing my work but reporting my page to get me out the way. So this shows you that these so my main campaign is to bang on pseudo-conscious, woke, weirdo Negroes, like these black power pastors, you know, that's taking advantage of the people that aren't building anything. So I kind of am transitioning away from doing education, but using my platform, media platform, my podcast for edutainment and like a journalistic perspective. So like bring people on to do live videos. I want to leave like a digital fingerprint and legacy. Leave my legacy. So I got the lectures. Those are done. I mastered that. Time to move on to something else.
Right. Yeah, so where can they find your podcast and all of that?
You can find it on Anchor. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube.
Under?
The War Report News.
Got you.
And on YouTube, the War Report News Network.
Who's some people you have interviewed so far? Like?
I've interviewed you,
you.
As well. We talked about reclaiming African sanity. I've interviewed a brother by the name of Dex that has this Black Star Code. He does coding.
Okay.
And building websites and building apps and working on building a database that's a black-owned research database. I've interviewed my brother Knowledge Born Allah, who gave me opportunity. He talks about his experience in the conscious community, from what it was to what it's become. And then I just interviewed Haki Kwali Shakur, who is representative of the August 3rd Collective, Republic of New Africa, New African Independence Movement. And his elders and OGs are Dr. Matubu Shakur, who's a political prisoner, and Monster Cody, who are political prisoners. And that's another one of my campaigns, campaigning for bringing awareness to political prisoners. Because all these people talking about black this and black that, but they haven't mentioned the political prisoners that's locked up behind putting in work. And saying that we were passive, we're not our grandparents. But it's a lot of people that died that was assassinated in the 60s. Malcolm not the only one that was assassinated.
Right.
He wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
the transition. African-centered biological nationalism. What does that mean to you?
That it's to keep us on code. You have to have two black parents, biologically.
And by black, what do you mean?
Like around my skin complexion, around your skin complexion. Dr. Amos Wilson, Martin Delaney. Trying to think of some sisters that's of our complexions. Can't think of anybody, but it'll come.
Regina King. Ida B. Wells. Well, some people said she was mixed. Somebody told me that. I need to, I guess, do more research. Yeah. I'm not fully known.
It clears the smoke of the lines that are blurred, because the conscious community, if you look at it, it's only a few. We could put Umar and Tariq Nasheed as so-called faces that are black. The rest of everybody else is multiracial.
To a good extent, yeah.
Pharaoh can go in there too with Umar and Tariq. And I'm trying to think I'm just looking at the mainstream people. Who else could be considered not the conscious community, but even Charlemagne the God fits of being ACPN. Yeah. Of that. Who else? Nate Robinson. Of that.
Mike Tyson.
You know. And it does not matter if they are married to somebody outside the race or culture. They're black.
They're still black. And
you have multiracials and Arabs tearing down black people. And like, Malcolm did phenomenal work. I'm not negating that. Right. But his mother is a multiracial. That's facts. By evolution, by biology, based on biology and science. It's based on science. And niggas quiet now. They want to participate.
Right.
and the two black parent challenge. And when you they want to send you photos via DM, they want to put them in their story.
Mm-hmm.
It was like post them on your, and this is the second time.
Right.
And the same people are quiet. It's silent.
It's expected.
It's not surprising, but it was a great case study, and it opened, man, it opened the floodgates.
So what did you think about two black parents? Like,
hey, I did it both times. You know what I'm saying? Twice.
Yeah.
To show. I even thought about putting it on my new page, but I was like, I want to keep this page up. So I don't care if it get reported, but I'm not trying to engage with people that are emotional.
right.
Who are episodic,
Mm-hmm.
and their response is, "Oh, but Franz Fanon was although he had two black parents, he married a white woman." And I was like, "All right, if that's the case, we gotta throw away all the Sheikh Anta Diop, Kwame Nkrumah.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta throw all them away."
But that's my thing. Like, if you able to point that out, why are you bigging up Malcolm X? Like, you'll big up the product, but then you'll throw away black people for dating outside their race. Like, so it's just like it's favoritism, in a sense. Like, it don't make. I understand you had some books that was stolen from you.
Yeah.
By who?
Kwesi the Lower, the infamous Law.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is Yannick Leno.
Really?
Yeah.
Yannick?
Yeah. Like I got that. I thought, man, that was my man.
You got a pussy ass name.
That was my man. Like I rock with the little brother. He was younger than me.
How old is that nigga?
He gotta be about maybe 2 or 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
Maybe 4 or 5. I don't know, 3 to 5 years.
A little
younger
nigga.
than me.
Yannick.
But I was on Hassan ass already, but I didn't know they was tapped in with each other. And the irony behind that is niggas choosing sides. The niggas promoting Malcolm X as a black man, which we know he's a multiracial.
Mm-hmm.
His woman is a multiracial,
Mm-hmm.
as is for Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no such thing as a black woman with freckles.
Right. Or a black person. We don't have freckles.
Never seen that before in my life. Yeah.
By who?
Kwesi the Lower, the infamous Law.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is Yannick Leno.
Really?
Yeah.
Yannick?
Yeah. Like I got that. I thought, man, that was my man.
You got a pussy ass name.
Yannick? That was my man. Like I rock with the little brother. He was younger than me.
How old is that nigga?
He gotta be about maybe 2 or 3 years younger than me. Maybe
Okay.
4 or 5. I don't know, 3 to 5 years.
A little
younger
nigga.
than me.
Yannick?
But I was on Hassan ass already, but I didn't know they was tapped in with each other. And the irony behind that is niggas choosing sides. The niggas promoting Malcolm X as a black man, which we know he's a multiracial.
Mm-hmm.
His woman is a multiracial,
Mm-hmm.
as is for Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no such thing as a black woman with freckles.
Right. Or a black person. We don't have freckles.
Never seen that before in my life. But yeah, I went down there because I went live with you while I was down there. He posted a video. We fell out.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to go outside, so he want to go get smoothies, right? He want to go to the smoothie shop and shit.
Smoothie nigga.
And I'm not making this up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Uh-huh.
I'm about to kick the legs from under him. And but he want to go to the smoothie shop, and he lived up to school from a high school. So I see these young G's getting ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting ready to go over there. Like, where you going? I'm going to, man, police right there. Break this up. So I break it down to these I get in the middle of it. Yo, chill out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not from here. I'm from Chicago. I see violence all day.
Right.
I'm here, like, just enjoying myself. But as a big brother and an OG,
Right.
I can't see y'all out here fighting and the police right there.
Right.
Next thing it is, y'all gonna pick up a gun. Somebody gonna kill somebody. Somebody gonna take the state gonna take your organs.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go to the state. I know y'all like girls. I know y'all love y'all mama. I know y'all love y'all grandma. I know y'all love y'all sister. And maybe possibly some of y'all do have children.
Mm-hmm.
And nieces and nephews. So imagine if you're not around to provide for your younger sister, your younger brother, your mother. And if your father is around,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of impact that's going to do on not only your family, on their family. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go back. We going live. I'm like, yo, let's hit the trenches. You know what I'm saying? He go do his work out there. He do his research. He got his own business, so he taking care of his consulting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I'm basically there. He introduced me to his homegirl. We connect on organizing and educating. So she take me around the city, show me where the school that she work at, take me through the PJs.
Mm-hmm.
Late at night, too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I get to see the city because I'm considering moving there.
Mm-hmm.
So I lay out all my books. So I'm thinking I'm coming back. Like, give, take a week. My father had passed. So I was like, I ain't going to be gone that long. I rescheduled my interviews. I had like 5 interviews set up. Get back to Chicago. I receive an image from a source of him with some Chinese or Asian people from his childhood on his page. So I posted shit. Nigga come on the post, comment. I can't remember what he said. So I'm like, alright, cool. I disregard. I'll leave the shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Then he get to talking greasy. So I got his number. I hit him up. Boom, we talk offline. He's like, take the image down. I was like, bro, why you out here faking the funk?
Right.
Why would you post it if you don't want people to see it? And I'll get you a child, but don't be out here doing this and that, doing all this rah-rah talk, and you was on the, you didn't want to go outside, bro.
Right.
You didn't want to go outside. You didn't want to go outside. Then I ask him, I was like, yo, where the best barbershop? He take me to this barbershop. Well, nigga fuck my shit up. Like, for me, if you fuck with me, you say I'm your brother, I'm your comrade, you would take me to the spot where you get your shit cut at.
Right.
Not, you know what I'm saying? Dude push my lining back, all type of shit. Scratch my head up and shit.
Yeah.
I ain't sweat it. I was like, it is what it is. That's my fault. I should have just been patient and waited till I got back to the shop. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no thing. Then Nipsey passes away. Well, I'm down there. We go live that day. And then I didn't know anything about the ACBN. This is prior to the ACBN. So you was like, Nipsey a multiracial, Malcolm X a multiracial. He got defensive.
He did.
And I was like, oh shit, I don't know what a multiracial is. Let me do my homework before I respond. You see me, I was quiet, I was just listening. He was like, oh, he don't like Malcolm X. I was like, oh shit, I don't know nothing about this. Let me go look this up. We going live, we going in on content. We building, we supposed to do some lessons together. I was gonna have a brother in my documentary. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this component of the video to share my side of the story because I'm always getting reported. And this fool has the nerve to post my video of my books on his IG page, the Infamous Law. He said, oh, these are my books. Then he go back to say, I borrowed the books. He said, I borrowed them. Now, if you know me, in every book I have, I always put the property of Brandon Scates or Zolo or Zolani Yapa. From the component I see, I didn't need to see no more. And maybe he did open the books, and I was told he did. But you can see it's my notes in the book and the highlights in the book.
Right.
So I'm not tripping. I don't know nothing about the video. Know what I'm saying? You bought Win to me, but I'm not thinking nothing of it. I was like, alright, I'm whatever. So he blocks me. I eventually my page get reported, shit like that. I get a new page, so I go check the video out. I was like, oh shit, this the shit that bro was talking about. And you said somebody else posted it on their page, and he was like, yo, those not his books. And when I went through it, every time he had the Quasi the lower page at this time, and by this time he blocks me. And he sends me a long message. I'm not gonna go. There's a lot of contradictions within it. But first, he's a book thief, and then I'm lying. Mm-hmm. He was like, I did say that I borrowed. Then he said, I let him see them for future works. Then he says, I lended him the books. Then he goes to say he hadn't heard from me in a few years. Mm-hmm. That he thought I let him have the books. So which is it?
Right.
You borrowed them, I let you use them for future works. I lended you the books out, or I let you have them.
Right.
Which is a contradiction. Why couldn't you come up under the post and say this? Why couldn't you go on live with me to defend it? If I'm lying and you blocking me, and indirectly you got millions on your page and telling them I'm lying when I'm really telling the truth.
Right.
Why would you block me if I'm lying?
Right.
And he's not the only one that has stolen my work. Like Pro Black Thought. He's like Pro Black Thought 3, Raspy Rawls. Mm-hmm. The list goes on. And these guys are the thought leaders of the conscious community. They don't have no actual training as far as scholarship goes. I'm a student I got my bachelor's in African American Studies. Mm-hmm. I got my master's in Inner City Studies from Jacob H. Carruthers Center for Inner City Studies. Mm-hmm. Jacob H. Carruthers Center for Inner City Studies, Dr. Clark used to go through there and lecture. Dr. Ben, Kwame Ture.
So what would be one
Chancellor
thing
Williams.
you would leave the people with today?
I just want to be able to defend myself against slander. Mm-hmm. Because if my page is constantly reported and I'm not able to be on social media and then be like, oh, I knew he was a sucker, or I knew he was a lame, or I knew he was some fake ass intellectual. When I have the proper training, and you following niggas that don't even know how to properly research, without Google and YouTube and without fucking, these niggas suffering from the hidden color syndrome. Know what I'm saying? They watch Hidden Colors, watch some lectures on YouTube University, and they think that they're a scholar now. That they ain't put in the blood, sweat, and tears that I put in. Know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like, I don't call myself a scholar no more. Hey, I'm an independent researcher that does guerrilla journalist work. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not no warrior scholar. I'm not none of that. Cause if these niggas don't even know how to grow their own food, man. These niggas don't know how to camp or start a fire or use their skill set or use their hands or even use a hammer and nail or even I even know how to plant trees. Like I know how to paint, I know how to build garden boxes and tables and stuff. I have actual trades and skill sets that I could use. So this is what I want to leave with the youth, man. Hey, don't listen to none of these conscious dudes. They aren't building anything. Study, and apply and practically apply the knowledge. Because sitting on YouTube and sitting on Instagram and Facebook from behind the computer does not make you a scholar. Or you don't, how can you say you have a podcast and you don't have any audio? Or you got a YouTube channel based off only videos from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube live streams. You don't have no actual content that speaks volumes, that's thorough. And then who are your elders and teachers? Can we go to them and get a soundbite for who you are as a person? Can we go to your old community and find out, are you originally from where you say you living?
Right.
Because if you in the house and you don't want to go outside, who's to say that you're not a informant or a snitch?
Mm-hmm.
Or you got ran up out of your city for being a coward? Like, I call them CIs, man, conscious informants. Like, we have to vet thoroughly. Because somebody can come out, they come out with Dr. Clark called showbiz liberation. They talk this good ooh, black power, brother, sister. What's up? Come on, black family. We got to have black unity with everybody. Black woman, black man, black child. The black woman is God. Them type of niggas.
Right.
Like,
yeah, always, when I see people talk about, when they come on camera and be like, oh, what's up, family? That I already know it's a con being ran. Like, because like I said, I've been in this for a while, and I don't even talk like that. I talk very normal. I talk very regular.
mm-hmm.
I'm not with the fuck shit, but I guess that's what pulls people in. You know what I mean? Anything else you want to cover right now before we wrap this up?
Man, I feel like we covered enough.
A lot.
Okay.
So with that said, any final words you want to leave people with? And definitely give out your social media where they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. My ID handle, since I've been shadow banned from Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, is the War Report News Network, and that's my YouTube channel as well. You can find podcast episode for the War Report on there. You can find it on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts. Just started a SoundCloud. And on YouTube. You can find me on those platforms. 2021, I'm finna get away from the social media shit altogether and focus on journalism. So I'm actually gonna get back in school to learn the art of journalism. I'm gonna go get my master's in journalism and start creating content. First episode on the podcast, Reclaiming African Insanity, with my brother Saint African. Then you got In Search of Africa with Brother Dex.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second episode. Then you got New African Conscious. Knowledge Born Allah interview, and he breaks down his journey through the what's today's science with Knowledge Born Allah. Episode 3, and then Haki Kwali Shakur. I just interview him, and that's New African Consciousness in the Concrete Jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose of the podcast is, like I said, political education. It's a little bit mixture of African-centered thinking and thought, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to provide people with understanding the politics, the social sciences really, and the importance of knowing how to properly conduct research, and also showing people a platform. Every guest I have on, we don't agree on everything,
mm-hmm.
but I give them an opportunity to share their piece. And I don't even do a lot of talking.
Right.
I share my piece. I give them an opportunity to speak on their platform. And these people are people that have an issue they're putting in and doing thorough work. But people are, and these are all black people that are my guests. They have 2 black parents. And they don't have the platform or as the mainstream, so quote unquote conscious community
mm-hmm.
people have. Like, they don't have a big following. Like, the biggest interview I have, who has the most followers, is Haki Kwali Shakur, and that's due to him putting in years of work with the Republic of New Africa and the New African Independent Movement, and who his elders are. Monster Cody, who's a political prisoner, and Dr. Mutulu Shakur.
Got you. Okay.
My last thing is we got to free all African political prisoners of war
mm-hmm.
that's locked up from the 60s and the Black Power movement, and just pay homage to the ancestors. Stop disrespecting the elders that put in work
mm-hmm.
before you, because it's a lot of people that's quote unquote lecturing, but saying that the scholars weren't revolutionary, which is a disrespect to the people that put in work prior You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, brother, for having me on. Thank you. Thank you for coming to Chicago. Respect.
Thank you for taking me to O Block.
Salute, man. Took you by Elijah Muhammad house.
Yep.
Took you by the mosque.
Yep.
Just to show you some Chicago history. I'm glad you came out. I appreciate you, man. And man, we most definitely gonna have to collaborate in the future. And then I gotta come out to Cali and be with you out there.
Definitely.
So
we do some street work. Yeah. So appreciate the time, brother. Appreciate you dropping your knowledge. You plugging your book. Remember that Blood on the Academic Auction Block.
Yeah.
Go get that. It's available on Amazon.
Amazon, yes indeed.
Okay, go get that. Anti-Colonial African. Check out the War Report Media, the War Report News.
Yes indeed.
So again, we're gonna leave it at that. This has been another Sane African production. You know how we doing? We live in the Shy. Shout out to my brother for taking me to around the Shy.
Yes.
You dig? And we gonna leave it at that.
Yes,
Remember what I
sir.
said?
Ask an African.
Ask an African. That's what we doing. We asking Africans. 2 black motherfucking parents. You know what time it is. We ain't about to debate nobody about this shit. If you got an issue, showcase your black parents and we can go from there. But like I said, this is Saint African production.
If you
Shout out to my brother.
It, otherwise, shut
the fuck up. Exactly. And we're gonna leave it at that. Holla at your boy.